I don't have much to say because the tragedy of the events that brought us here, words can't explain the depth of the hurtfulness, the pain that we're all suffering. I've been a police officer over 31 years, but I've been a black male all my life. So I understand the issues, that brought us here just from my life experiences. I also understand what it's like being in the police department, trying to do the right thing all the time, but yet not all places continue to emphasize and making sure that everyone does the right thing all the time. So, my pledge to all you all is that here in Ann Arbor, not assuming the same county, that is exactly what we're trying to do as we walk with you to show our support for Black lives and all lives for that matter, and doing the right thing all the time. We have a ways to go, but we will work with you to do everything possible to grow and change and evolve to make sure this doesn't happen. Thank you very much.
At this time, we'd ask that Sheriff Clayton come share a few words with us.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I'm honored to be here. I don't want to talk to you today as the county sheriff. I've been in my emotions for the last 10 days about this. Not just what happened in Washtenaw County, but what's happened nationally. And the chief talked about it, being in the profession for 31 years. I've been in there around that time. I've been an African-American male for 55 years. So I want to talk to you from that perspective. I want to talk to you, and I had to write this down because how I feel, I don't know if I'll be able to remember as I go through this, so please forgive me. So, talking to you is Jerry Clayton, born in Washtenaw, Alabama, son of Lloyd and Dorothy Clayton, husband to wife Sybil, father to 3 sons. And I know many people are mad at the county sheriff and what that represents. I understand that. But my humble request of you is that you grant me a little bit of time to speak to you from my heart. Human being to human being, child of God to child of God. I come to you as a humble man with a broken heart. Not just about what has happened in my hometown, but also because of what has happened across our nation. What's been happening for 4 centuries, and what has continued to occur, and what will continue to occur unless we as human beings commit to change. I'm heartbroken because my people are in pain. We're experiencing generational trauma, PTSD, anger, fear, and despair. And I know many of you as well, and that is why we're gathered here today. Some say that the death of George Floyd is the straw that broke the camel's back, and a change will really come this time. But then many people say the same thing around the deaths of Eric Garner, and Michael Brown, and Laquan McDonald, and many other young black men. But perhaps the killing of George Floyd is different. It's different because the image of one human being kneeling on the neck of another human being for 9 minutes until he dies may be the image that shakes our world. Perhaps it's because that image is enough to bring us to the reality that as a country we cannot afford to continue to do this. That it must be us and it must be now. I realize that we have some areas and issues of disagreement. I don't know any group, any team, any organization that doesn't. But I spent my entire life striving to reach out to folks and let's find out what we agree on. And I think we all agree on that Black Lives Matter. I think we all agree on that we all have a social responsibility, that we all have a social responsibility to come together. Listen, we'll take accountability for what we do, but we all must come together and say, when is the right time to do the right thing? Coming here together, I come here in solidarity. I hope you stay in solidarity. I reach my hand out to each one of you. We will have our disagreements, the things we may not agree on, but I hope we agree on this. That for us to be the country that we aspire to be, the people must rise up and realize all of our potential. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. I love everybody it doesn't even matter if you don't agree with us. So thank you very much. I will end it, and have a blessed day.
And last but certainly not least, at this time, our mayor, Mayor Taylor.
Thank you all so very much. It's good, I'm going to keep the nose going. I'm so grateful to see you all here today. I'm so grateful for the peaceful protest that we've experienced here in the city of Ann Arbor. Our nation was founded in tension. Our nation was founded on beautiful principles of quality of the law, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, on the notion that everyone is created equal. But amidst that tension, underlying that tension, fundamental to the creation of the nation that aspires to those goals, was white supremacy. That white supremacy existed in our land prior to the founding of the nation. It was instrumental to the founding of the nation, and it has persisted throughout the course of our history. It has persisted in all systems. It has persisted in healthcare, housing, law enforcement, finance, labor. It undercuts everything that we strive for as a community. It undercuts everything that we strive for as a nation. It is something that we, and I'm speaking as a white person, it is something that we as white people must recognize. It's something that we as white people must articulate, that we must stand and speak loudly, that we will not accept it, that we will not accept being the beneficiaries of white supremacy. And as we say it, as we renounce the privileges that have accrued as a result of our unearned whiteness, it's important that we also shut up and listen. That we shut up and listen to the lived experience of black people and brown people and people of color in our land, and that we honor them and honor their struggle, and that we commit every day to doing everything we can to help. That we commit to them every day to do everything we can to change our country, so that indeed there is equal protection for law, so that black lives do actually matter. And that's what we're doing here today. I want to thank you so much for being here. Ann Arbor is a place that values pluralism and values diversity and values engagement. Every single one of us in our community, we're all in it together. And that's what this march is all about. I'm so proud that we're here. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you everyone for being here. We're going to head down to Hill Street now, and let's start walking.
Let's go!
We're here on State Street. Sam Dodge reporting for the Ann Arbor News. The men you heard speak there was Ann Arbor Police Department Chief Michael Cox, Washtenaw County Sheriff Jerry Clayton, and Ann Arbor City Mayor Christopher Taylor. Many of the others that are here today to protest the George Floyd murder from the Minneapolis cop and the anti-police brutality. There's several football players here. Coach Jim Harbaugh for Michigan football is here as well. A lot of the basketball team is here as well. So there's a lot of kind of local government officials, former players, and local kind of athletic celebrities that are here today, out in force to talk about the issues that have taken hold throughout the entire country over the last week. As you can see, that is an R. Rosser sign, Black Lives Matter sign, that is meeting the protest right at the front. So R. Rosser was a black woman in 2015 who was shot by an Ann Arbor police officer. Washtenaw County the Washtenaw County prosecutor, Brian Mackey, decided not to pursue charges against the officer.
What we're doing right now is a peaceful demonstration.
And R. Rosser really motivated Ann Arbor to start the City Police Oversight Commission. It was one of the main motivating factors. Many people believe that Ann Arbor Police Chief Michael Cox was brought here to be the head of police in this town. So the R. Rosser issue has become kind of a pivot point issue in the Ann Arbor community around law enforcement.
We are not going to hold space for the mayor. We are not going to hold space for these neoliberals. Capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy, homophobia are enacted by the police every single day in black and brown communities. And what we're about to do is listen to the words of one of our dear sisters from the black community in this community here in Ann Arbor about the remembrance of R. Rosser, who was slain by Ann Arbor Police Department.
Point that should be made as the protesters are going around this is that there were protests today. The march with Ann Arbor City officials was organized by Mahmoud Issa. The Issa family is prominent in a lot of social work throughout the city. Mahmoud himself is a former Michigan football player, but he's also organized a lot of feeding people in need activities during the COVID-19 shutdown. His father, Muhammad Issa, is the executive director of the Global Education of Excellence Central Academy, which is on Industrial Highway. So the Issas organized this. This is not a government-organized protest or rally, but it's kind of ground everything in this march to a pretty quick halt.
Did you hear all this? Yeah. That's awesome.
How's everybody in the Golden Channel?
As you can see, much of the march is moving forward. They're going to go down State Street, take a left on Hill, and then end in the U of M diag. However, many of the demonstrators today have stopped at this Black Lives Matter demonstration.
gonna walk right through you guys here.
And stay with us in City Hall meetings, in busy streets, classrooms, and households, until the time when we have demilitarization, fair police union contracts, the
See Harbaugh?
He's on the other side.
Until we pick a police chief that will not defend officers' actions and will own up to how he and others.
This is the Mahmoud Issa, the organizer of this march today, trying to direct the people around this Black Lives Matter protest. It does look like some people are going to peel off.
I am anti-police.
So as you can see, we're continuing down State Street. We're going to take a left on Hill and then end up at the U of M diag. It looks like a large portion of the protesters did get around the Black Lives Matter counter-protesters, and we're going to be finishing off here in the U of M diag. In downtown Ann Arbor, this is Sam Dodge for MLive.